so welcome to this channel again. And as per the last session, we have learned a few things related to the uh, account contact object overview, and we have seen the object managers, where to find the object details, where to find the fields, and how what are the data types we can create a field using those uh, object managers and fields and relationship section. And then we will going to discuss about the relationship between these objects, like the account contact, and what are the master details relationship, what is the lookup relationship. So we will going to discuss these things in details today. So let's go and let's start with the discussion. So before going into the things, I just wanted to go back to into this screen where we have seen these tabs overview, and these are tabs are nothing but the object we have discussed yesterday. So now the thing is, we have to see how they are interacting with each other, how they are linked with each other. So this should be the questions in our mind. And like, have you ever wonder like how the accounts and contacts are related in Salesforce? Is it like master details or lookup? So before starting on the master details and lookup, we will just want to show you that what is the relationship, how these are interacting with each other. So let's go back to the account. So here you can see this is the account object. We are going into this table, and here you can see these are the things created, and the data type you are able to see here. And you can see the account owner, which is a lookup of the user object, user table. So this account owner field which we created here inside the account is the lookup of the user. So user is the parent object, you can see the parent table, and this is the child table, you can see. So here we have created the account owner, and we took the reference from the user table, right? So the account owner, who will be the account owner? The account only can be owned by the user who is inside the Salesforce, right? So means if these accounts are inside the Salesforce, right? So the user should also be inside the Salesforce. So we are using the user object to store the user data, right? So user is a table, and the account owner is the field in the account object, and it is referring to the user object on the basis of the owner ID, right? Owner ID is nothing but the ID of the user table. So here we are using the lookup relationship because we are referring this account owner field with the user table, right? So that is why the lookup relationship is created, because we are not creating here the master details relationship. Why? Think about it. Master details means if we are creating master details, and if the master records gets deleted, then the child record should also gets deleted, should be deleted, right? That is why we are creating a lookup relationship here. If we delete the user record, it is does not mean that we have to delete the account record as well, right? Because the owner can be changed later for that account. If the user record is deleted, the owner can be changed, right? Why user records can be deleted? Suppose if a user is there in the Salesforce, and or in your organization for like which we have created this application, and that user or who is using this application, uh, leave that company, right? So you can delete those accounts, you can freeze those accounts into the Salesforce. So you don't want to keep that user data anymore in your Salesforce org. So suppose in that case, if you deleted the user account record, not account, user record from the Salesforce, then this account owner column will be blank automatically, right? So you have to select, you have to fill those information for the account owner later into the account, right? So that is why we are keeping the lookup relationship here, because we are not deleting the account record, we are deleting the user record only, and that account should be there as it is if we, in case if we delete the user account. So before selecting the relationship data type, we have to keep those things in our mind, whether this relationship will be suitable in our case, in our logic or not. If not, if it is suitable, that if we are master details relationship is suitable for your logic, you can use a master details relationship data type. But if it is suitable that lookup relationship will be only the solution for your logic, then you have to use the lookup relationship. So the major difference is that, if I give you one more example here, so suppose TCS and Infosys and HCL, these are the companies, right? So we have created an account for these companies into the account object. Under the account object, we will see the records that we created for the TCS, Infosys, HCL. So whatever the record you want to create for the company, so you can create under the account, because this is the account for you, right? And then you want to create a contact for the accounts, right? Contact means the employer contacts, right? So suppose you want to create a contact with the name of the Surya, with the name of Akash, Ramesh, etc, right? And you want to keep the contact in your Salesforce system, in your Salesforce application. So what you will use? You will use the contact object for that, right? And to keep the information for the related company, you have to store the data into the account object. So that is what you will do, right? So here also you can see, so this is the account object, right? And if you go to inside the account object, you will find the information about these accounts. So suppose if we click on this, right, here you can see the details section. So this page layout we can also design whatever the fields we want to keep into the page layout for the user. Then we can keep it here. Whatever the fields we want to remove, then we can remove it here. We can design these compact page layout. So we will discuss into the details later how we'll design this. But before going into that, we have to understand about the object, the relationship, how it looks like, how it feels like, right? So that is what, if I open the account, then you can see the details window is open here, and you can see the details of the account. This is the account owner. So this is the user lookup we have created, right? You remember we were discussing the user lookup. So this is, if you click inside into this, then it will redirect you to the user object. You can see the URL is having the user, and this is the user ID, right? So this is not an account, this is the user which we have configured as an account owner into the account object. And this is the account name, this is the parent. So basic details we have took it, right, for the account to be created into our system, right? And if you go into the related, so account, so this account is related to this contact as well. So if you go to the contact from here, so it will redirect you to the contact object, and you can see this is the contact ID. And the contact ID, if you see, it is starting with 003. So it will start with the 003, and if you go to the account, then it will start with the 001, right? So this is a small things we can get to know while practicing more. And then if we were talking about the contact. So this is the contact details which we have created into the Salesforce system, and you are able to see these details into here inside the contact object. So similar to the account, we do have a contact owner here for the contact object, and this is also a lookup created inside the contact object. So if we go to the contact, so you can see the lookup is created. The contact owner is the lookup of the user object, right? So here we can get to know, okay, this is the contact record. So this is how the accounts and contacts are interlinked, right? So one account can have a multiple contact. One account can have a multiple contacts, right? And if we create a lookup relationship, so in the benefit of creating the lookup relationship is this: if you're deleting a parent record, then the child record won't be deleted. But that is what you need to understand if you want the lookup relationship or not. So this is the case where we use the lookup. If you don't want to delete the child records, then use the lookup. And if you want to delete the child records, in case if the parent record is getting deleted, then you can delete the child record as well using the master details relationship. So master details relationship example here we can say, okay, let's take the example of the project and the project task. So suppose we have a custom object of the project, and here we project, and here we have a another object, project task, right? So we are creating a project, right? So project A TCS project 1, right? And creating a task for it, email or meeting, right? Now inside the project task, so one more thing, whenever we are creating the relationship field, then we have to use the child object. Inside the child object we can create the relationship field here. So you see that the contact object is the child object of the user, right? The contact object is the child object of the user. So that is why inside here we have created here. So if you see the account, so account name, inside the contact we are referring this contact with the account as well. So contact, inside the contact only we have created the lookup relationship field. So inside the child object only we have to create the lookup or master details relationship fields, right? So here if we go to the contact, so we're discussing about one more master details relationship scenario where we have created the project as a parent project, parent object, and this is the child object, project task. So now you are creating the record, right? So you are creating the record. So inside the child record, what you have to do is, inside this child record you will create a master details relationship, because if the project parent record is getting deleted, suppose TCS1 is getting deleted, then it doesn't matter to keep like this child record anymore, because it is related to this parent object only, right? So for every project different task you can assign to that project, and that for one project record multiple tasks can be assigned, right? For meeting, you have to meeting with this project guys, you have to call that project guys, you have to email that project guys. So these 3 different tasks you have to perform. So those 3 different tasks will be created inside the child record, right? But one project record will be there inside the parent object, right? So here you have to create the master details relationship, and that will be a project ID. So one column will be there inside the project task, that project lookup will be a master details relationship, and if you click on from here, then it will redirect to the parent object record. So that child record is attached with the parent only, right? But you, if the parent object is parent record is getting deleted, you don't require child object records to be anymore inside the Salesforce system, because this task was related to that project. If the project is getting deleted, we don't need to, we don't require that record to be exist in the Salesforce system. So that is why we are deleting it. But in case of the lookup relationship, so we already have a had a look here that if the lookup is getting deleted, contact can exist independently in the Salesforce as well, right? Suppose if you are getting some person's information or getting some contact, that it can probably be converted into the account later, but as an individual, if the customer wants to deal with you, right, so you can keep those things information inside the contact object, because that customer, that client is not basically coming directly on the behalf of the any company. They are coming directly to you, they are not coming via on the behalf of any company. They can exist independently as well, they can deal, they can make, they can try to make the business with you independently. They don't require any company to be existed for them, right? So they can deal with you independently. So for that kind of information you can keep in the contact object, and for that you can make this account name field as a blank field, right? Because that account is not interrelated with the contact. So that is why also we created lookup relationship, because if the account record is getting deleted, we don't need to attach this contact information with that account if the account is coming directly with us, and if account is coming directly to us and wants to business with us independently, right? So that is why we create a lookup relationship. Otherwise, if there is a mandatory thing that the contact should be having the account, then we have to create a contact master details relationship, because if we make it as a mandatory for the contact to be coming from any company, then we have to make that relationship as a master details relationship, and if we are deleting that account, then the contact should also be get deleted. But in this case, in the real scenario, contact can be exist independently, they don't require the account. That is why we created the lookup relationship with the account in the inside the contact is a child object of the account, you can say, right? So I think for now you have understood about the lookup relationship, why we required, in case in which scenario we are required this, and the master details relationship, in which scenario we are required this, the relationship between the account, contact, and their relationship, how they are created, how the data is getting stored, how you can go to the related tab and the go to the sections where the each account is having the related section, and here you can find the related contact if it is linked with the account, right? So just go through these things. We will discuss the other things in the next upcoming videos, which where we will going to cover all this lead opportunity, their conversion, how the information is coming to us, how they are converting it to the lead opportunity, account, contacts, etc. So yeah, thank you all, bye bye.